Did you know Jack Ma once starred in a kung fu movie? Yeah, that's right. China's richest dude ain't just about business. He's got some serious martial arts skills.
But that's just the start. We're about to show you 15 mind-blowing secrets about Jack Ma that'll make you see him in a whole new light. Number 3 is gonna shock you. 15. Jack Ma's secret kung fu skills. Alright, let's talk about Jack Ma's secret kung fu skills. This tech billionaire ain't just crushing it in the business world. He's also got some serious martial arts moves. Yeah, you heard that right. Jack Ma's been practicing Tai Chi for over 30 years, and he's not just doing it for show. In 2017, Jack starred in a short kung fu film called Gong Shou Dao, but this wasn't just some vanity project where he pretended to fight. Nah, Jack was throwing down with real martial arts champions in this movie, and let me tell you, he held his own. It's pretty wild to see this business tycoon going toe-to-toe with professional fighters. But here's the thing, Jack ain't just doing kung fu for the movies. He's serious about his Tai Chi practice, like really serious. This dude practices every single day, even when he's on business trips. Can you imagine Jack Ma in some fancy hotel room doing his Tai Chi moves before a big meeting? That's dedication, man. And it's not just about looking cool or staying fit. Jack says Tai Chi helps him stay calm and focused in business. It's like his secret weapon for dealing with all the stress and pressure of running a massive company. When other CEOs are popping pills or hitting the bottle, Jack's just doing his Tai Chi. But wait, it gets even crazier. Jack's not just good at Tai Chi, he's actually a certified Tai Chi master. That's right, this billionaire businessman has a legit martial arts title. He's even taught Tai Chi to his employees at Alibaba. Imagine showing up for work and your boss is like, "Hey, let's do some kung fu before we start the day." And get this, Jack's martial arts skills have actually come in handy in the business world. He once said that Tai Chi helped him deal with a tough negotiation. Instead of getting angry or frustrated, he used his Tai Chi mindset to stay calm and find a solution. It's like he's got this secret superpower that nobody else in the boardroom has. But Jack's not just about Tai Chi. He's also into other martial arts like boxing and wrestling. This guy's got a whole secret life as a martial arts enthusiast. It's like he's living a double life. Tech mogul by day, kung fu master by night. 14. Jack's hidden talent as a singer. Alright, let's switch gears and talk about Jack Ma's hidden talent that's got nothing to do with tech or martial arts. This dude's got pipes, y'all. Yeah, you heard that right. Jack Ma can actually sing. But we're not talking about some karaoke hobby here. Nah, this billionaire's got some serious vocal chops. So picture this, Jack Ma, the tech tycoon, standing on stage at Alibaba events, belting out tunes in front of thousands of employees. It's not just a one-time thing either. This guy's been doing it for years, surprising everyone with his unexpected musical side. But here's where it gets really wild. He's even done duets with legit professional singers. We're talking about sharing the mic with Faye Wong, one of China's biggest pop stars. That's like if Jeff Bezos suddenly started jamming with Taylor Swift. But Jack Ma ain't just singing for fun. Nah, he's using his musical talent to connect with his people. At the 2017 Alibaba Global Shopping Festival, Jack took center stage and sang his heart out in front of a massive crowd. We're talking about a huge audience, all there to see the boss man show off his skills. And you know what? They loved it. It's like he's found this whole new way to bond with his employees and customers. And now you might be thinking, okay, but how good is he really? Well, here's the kicker. Jack's never had any formal training. Yeah, you heard that right. This guy's just naturally gifted. He's out here holding his own with pro singers without ever taking a single lesson. It's like he's got the Midas touch, but for everything he tries. But Jack ain't just doing this for show. Nah, he's got a deeper reason. He says singing helps him connect with people on a whole different level. It's not about business or tech anymore, it's about emotion and shared experiences. When he's up there singing, he's not just the CEO of Alibaba. He's just Jack, sharing a moment with his audience. So Jack Ma's secret life ain't just about being a tech genius or a kung fu master. He's also got this whole other side as a natural-born entertainer. It's like he's living multiple lives all at once. Tech mogul by day, singer by night, and martial artist. Well, whenever he feels like it. 13. Jack's secret environmental mission. Yo, you thought Jack Ma was just about tech and business? Think again, because this dude's got a whole secret life that's gonna blow your mind. We're talking about Jack's hidden green side, and it's way bigger than you'd expect. So check it out. Jack's been sneaking around, dropping millions on some crazy environmental projects. But here's the wild part. He's doing it all on the down low. Like most people have no clue about this side of him. First up, Jack's got this massive nature reserve in China. We're talking huge, like thousands of acres. And it ain't just some random piece of land. Nah, this place is home to some seriously endangered animals. You know those Siberian tigers? The ones that are almost extinct. Yeah, they're chilling in Jack's secret animal kingdom, but that's not all. Jack's also got his hands in some clean water projects. He's out there in rural China making sure people can drink without getting sick. It's not as flashy as his tech stuff, but it's changing lives for real. Now you're probably thinking, why is he keeping all this secret? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Maybe he doesn't want people thinking he's just doing it for attention, or maybe he just likes being low-key about some things. Either way, it's pretty wild that a guy who's usually in the spotlight is doing all this behind the scenes. But here's where it gets really interesting. Jack's not just throwing money at these problems, he's using his tech skills to save the planet. He's all about using cutting-edge technology to solve environmental issues. It's like he's bringing his Alibaba magic to Mother Nature. And get this, Jack's been talking about how important this stuff is. He said that protecting the environment is just as important as making money. That's a pretty big deal coming from one of the richest guys in China. So yeah, Jack Ma's secret life ain't just about making bank. He's out there trying to save the world, one tiger and one clean water project at a time. It's like he's a secret superhero or something. 12. Jack's secret art collection. Alright, check this out. Jack Ma ain't just about tech and tigers. This dude's got a whole other world of crazy expensive stuff hidden away. We're talking about his secret art collection, and it's gonna blow your mind. So here's the deal. Jack's been quietly snagging some seriously pricey paintings, but we're not talking about your grandma's flower pictures. Nah, this guy's got taste. He's got pieces by big-name Chinese artists like Zhang Fanzi, but that's not all. Jack's also got his hands on some major Western art. We're talking Picasso and Van Gogh level stuff. Yeah, that Van Gogh, the dude who cut off his ear and painted Starry Night. But Jack ain't just buying art because it looks pretty. He's smart about it. Back in 2015, he dropped a cool $23 million on a single painting at a Sotheby's auction. That's more than most of us will make in our whole lives, and he spent it on one picture. But here's the thing. Jack sees these paintings as more than just wall decorations. He's thinking long-term, treating them like investments. But it ain't all about the money for Jack. He's also big on promoting culture. By buying all this fancy art, he's helping to keep Chinese art and artists in the spotlight. It's like he's running his own private museum or something. Now here's where it gets really wild. Most of Jack's art collection, it's kept in some secret location. Yeah, you heard that right. This dude's got millions of dollars worth of art stashed away somewhere and nobody knows where. It's like he's got his own personal Fort Knox, but instead of gold, it's full of paintings. So Jack Ma's not just a tech genius or a business whiz, he's also this secret art collector with crazy expensive taste. He's got millions of dollars worth of art hidden away, and he's using it to make even more money and promote culture at the same time. It's like he's playing 4D chess while the rest of us are still figuring out checkers. 11. Jack's secret education revolution. Forget hidden art collections. Jack Ma's got something way more valuable tucked away, a master plan that could change the future for millions of kids. This tech billionaire is secretly trying to fix one of the world's biggest problems, and it's not what you'd expect. See, Jack's been quietly pouring millions into rural education projects all across China. But that's just the start. He's got his sights set on something much bigger, completely changing how schools work. We're talking about a total education revolution, and Jack's leading the charge. So what's got Jack so fired up about education? Well, he believes it's the key to solving poverty and inequality. And he's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. Back in 2018, Jack dropped a bombshell when he announced he'd go back to teaching after retiring from Alibaba. That's right, the billionaire wants to be a teacher again. But Jack ain't just thinking about traditional classrooms. He's bringing his tech expertise into the mix. Jack's been developing AI-powered teaching tools for schools. These aren't just fancy gadgets. They're designed to make learning more effective and accessible for kids everywhere. Now you might be thinking, sure, but lots of rich folks donate to education. True, but Jack's taking it to a whole new level. He's not just throwing money at the problem, he's reimagining the entire system. Jack wants to overhaul how kids learn, what they learn, and even where they learn. Here's the kicker. Jack's keeping a lot of this under wraps. He's not out there bragging about his education projects like some celebs do with their charities. Nah, Jack's playing the long game. He's building a network of schools, training teachers, and developing new curricula, all while most people are still focused on his e-commerce empire. But why all the secrecy? Well, Jack knows that changing education isn't going to be easy. There's going to be pushback from traditional schools, government education departments, and even some parents. So he's working behind the scenes, proving his methods work before going public with his big plans. And let's not forget, this is the same guy who built Alibaba from scratch. When Jack sets his mind to something, he goes all in. He's applying that same drive and innovation to fixing education. It's like he's building a new kind of Alibaba, but instead of selling products, he's selling a better future for kids. 10. Jack's secret space ambitions. Jack Ma's got his head in the clouds, but not in the way you might think. This tech billionaire ain't just dreaming about the next big app or online marketplace. Nah, he's looking way up, like outer space up. Turns out Jack's been quietly pouring cash into some seriously out-of-this-world projects. So here's the deal. Jack's been secretly investing in space technology. Yeah, you heard that right. The dude who built an e-commerce empire is now trying to conquer the final frontier. But he ain't just throwing money around for fun. Jack's got a plan, and it's pretty mind-blowing. First off, he's been backing a bunch of Chinese space startups. These ain't your average tech companies. We're talking cutting-edge satellite tech and rocket science stuff. But Jack's not stopping there. He's got his eyes on something even bigger, satellite internet. You know, the kind of tech that could bring high-speed internet to every corner of the planet. But here's where it gets really wild. In 2018, Jack became an advisor to a Chinese lunar exploration program. Yeah, the guy who used to be an English teacher is now helping plan moon missions. Talk about a career change, right? Now you might be thinking, why is a tech guy so interested in space? Well, Jack's got an answer for that. He says space tech could help solve some major problems right here on Earth. Like imagine bringing internet access to places that have never had it before. That could be a game changer for education, business, you name it. But hold on to your hats, because Jack's ambitions don't stop there. He's even talked about space tourism. Yeah, you read that right. Jack Ma wants to send regular folks like you and me up into space. It's like he's trying to turn sci-fi movies into reality. So while other billionaires are buying super yachts or private islands, Jack's out here trying to make Star Trek happen in real life. He's not just a tech mogul anymore, he's a straight-up space pioneer, and he's doing it all on the down low like some kind of secret agent. 9. Jack's secret sports empire. Jack Ma's not just shooting for the stars, he's also kicking it on the field. But this ain't your average billionaire hobby. What if I told you Jack's been quietly building a sports empire that's changing the game in China? Yeah, you heard that right. Jack Ma, the tech wizard behind Alibaba, is secretly becoming a sports tycoon. And we're not talking about just owning a team or two. This dude's going all in, making power moves that are shaking up the sports world in China. Let's start with soccer. Jack's the proud owner of Guangzhou Evergrande, one of China's top soccer clubs. But he didn't just buy any old team. He dropped a cool $192 million for a 50% stake in 2015. That's some serious cash, even for a billionaire. And get this, under Jack's ownership, Guangzhou Evergrande has been crushing it, winning multiple league titles and even the Asian Champions League. But Jack ain't stopping at soccer. He's also got his fingers in the mixed martial arts pie. He's invested big time in One Championship, a major MMA promotion that's giving UFC a run for its money in Asia. With Jack's backing, One Championship has been growing like crazy, signing top fighters and putting on sold-out events all over the continent. Now you might be thinking, okay, so he owns a few teams, what's the big deal? But here's where it gets really interesting. Jack's not just in it for the glory or the money, he's got a bigger plan, and it's all about changing the future of sports in China. See, Jack believes that sports can teach important business lessons. He's always talking about how the discipline, teamwork and competitive spirit you learn in sports can make you a better entrepreneur. And he's putting his money where his mouth is. Here's the crazy part. Jack's planning to build a network of sports schools across China. We're talking about a whole system of academies that'll train the next generation of Chinese athletes. But it's not just about creating star players. These schools are going to be like breeding grounds for future leaders, teaching kids how to be champions in sports and in life. This ain't just some pipe dream either. Jack's already started working on it, partnering with top coaches and sports experts from around the world. He's talking about using cutting-edge technology like AI and virtual reality to create a whole new way of training athletes. So while everyone's been focused on Jack's tech empire, he's been quietly building this massive sports operation on the side. It's like he's playing 4D chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers. 8. Jack's secret wine business. Jack Ma's not just sipping wine, he's building a whole secret empire around it. This tech billionaire's got a taste for the finer things in life, and he's going all in on the grape game. But why's a guy who made his fortune in e-commerce suddenly so interested in vineyards? Well, turns out Jack's been quietly buying up some of the world's most prestigious wine spots. He's got not one, not two, but 3 vineyards in France. We're talking prime real estate in Bordeaux, where some of the world's best wines come from. But Jack didn't stop there. He also snagged a winery in Australia's Yarra Valley. This place is known for its cool climate wines, especially Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Jack's clearly got good taste. But the crown jewel of his wine collection, a 16th century castle in Provence that he bought in 2019. This ain't just some old building, it comes with its own vineyard. Talk about living like royalty. Jack's out here buying castles while the rest of us are trying to figure out which box wine to get. Now you might be thinking, why is Jack getting into wine? Well, he says he wants to bring high-quality wines to Chinese consumers. Makes sense, right? China's got a growing middle class with a taste for luxury goods. And what's more luxurious than sipping on some fancy French wine? But here's where things get really interesting. Jack's not just content with making regular old wine. Nah, he's planning to use AI to improve wine production. That's right, this tech genius is bringing his Silicon Valley smarts to the ancient art of winemaking. Imagine robots pruning vines and AI algorithms predicting the perfect harvest time. Jack's taking wine into the future. So Jack Ma's not just a tech mogul anymore, he's secretly becoming a wine baron too. He's got vineyards on 3 continents, a literal castle, and plans to revolutionize winemaking with AI. It's like he's playing some kind of real-life strategy game, but instead of building a digital empire, he's creating a wine kingdom. 7. Jack's secret island getaway. You thought Jack Ma was just about tech and business? Well, hold on to your hats, because this billionaire's got a secret paradise that'll blow your mind. We're talking about a private island in the South China Sea that Jack scooped up back in 2015. And get this, he dropped a cool $23 million on it like it was pocket change. Now this ain't just some sandy beach with a few palm trees. Jack's turned this place into a luxury hideaway that'd make even the fanciest resorts jealous. Picture overwater bungalows stretching out over crystal clear waters, the kind of place you'd see on a travel magazine cover. But Jack ain't about sharing this slice of heaven with tourists. Nah, this is his personal escape from the crazy world of business. But here's where it gets real interesting. Jack's not just lounging around sipping cocktails on his private beach, though we're sure he does plenty of that too. He's actually turned this island into a sort of high-tech paradise. The whole place runs on an eco-friendly power system, proving that Jack's thinking green even when he's chilling out. And get this, the island's got its own organic farm, so while the rest of us are ordering takeout, Jack's probably munching on fresh fruits and veggies grown right there on his own land. Talk about farm-to-table dining. But Jack ain't just using this place for R&R. Nope, he's mixing business with pleasure. The island doubles as a retreat for Alibaba bigwigs and other important business folks. Imagine closing million-dollar deals while lounging in a hammock over the ocean. That's how Jack Ma does business, folks. The craziest part, this is all hush-hush. Jack's kept this island on the down low, probably because he doesn't want the whole world knowing about his secret getaway. But now you know, when Jack Ma disappears from the public eye, he might just be kicking back on his own private paradise. 6. Jack's secret philanthropy. Alright, so Jack's got a sweet hideaway, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. What if I told you he's got a secret project that's way bigger than any private island? We're talking about a scheme that's changing the game for millions of people and hardly anyone knows about it. See, Jack Ma's been giving away billions, but not in the way you'd expect. He set up this crazy network of community centers all over rural China. We're not talking about a few buildings here and there. This is a massive operation with centers popping up in villages and small towns across the country. These places ain't just your average community centers. They're like one-stop shops for everything a small town needs. You got education programs, healthcare services, and even business training. It's like Jack's bringing a slice of the big city to these rural areas. But here's the kicker. Jack's pumped over $3 billion into this project. That's more money than most of us can even imagine. And the craziest part, he's kept it all on the down low. No big announcements, no flashy PR campaigns, just quietly getting stuff done. Now you might be wondering why Jack's being so secretive about all this. Well, turns out he's got a different take on charity. He doesn't want to just throw money at problems. Jack's all about helping people help themselves. It's like that old saying about teaching a man to fish, but on a massive scale. But wait, it gets even wilder. Jack's not just building centers and calling it a day. He's bringing high-tech solutions to these rural areas. Get this, he's using AI to figure out exactly what each community needs. It's like having a super smart computer that can tell you if a village needs more doctors or more business classes. This AI system is analyzing tons of data about each place, stuff like population, local industries, health issues, you name it. Then it's coming up with personalized plans for each center. So one village might get a focus on agriculture training while another gets more health services. It's charity, but make it smart. And it's not just about the tech. Jack's got teams of experts working on this too. They're constantly tweaking and improving the programs based on what's working and what's not. It's like a giant experiment in how to lift people out of poverty. The results? They're starting to show. Villages with these centers are seeing more kids in school, healthier people, and even new businesses popping up. It's like Jack's secretly planting the seeds for a whole new generation of entrepreneurs all across China. 5. Jack's secret tech lab. You think Jack Ma's just about helping rural folks? Think again. He's got a hidden facility that's pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're talking tech so advanced it makes your smartphone look like an abacus. Jack's secret lab ain't just any old research center, it's a playground for the wildest ideas in tech. So what's cooking in Jack's high-tech kitchen? First up, they're working on some crazy AI stuff. We're not talking about Siri or Alexa here. This AI can predict market trends like a fortune teller on steroids. Imagine knowing what stocks are going to blow up before anyone else. That's the kind of power Jack's cooking up. But that's not all. Jack's team is also diving deep into quantum computing. If you thought your gaming PC was fast, wait till you hear about this. Quantum computers can solve problems in seconds that'd take normal computers thousands of years. It's like going from a bicycle to a spaceship. Now here's the kicker. Jack's not playing around with pocket change here. He's dumped over $15 billion into this secret lab. That's more than some countries' entire tech budgets. But Jack's thinking big. He says these technologies could change entire industries. We're talking about flipping the whole game on its head. But here's where it gets really wild. Some of the stuff they're working on in that lab sounds like it's straight out of Star Trek. We're talking about tech that could make teleportation a reality, or create materials that can heal themselves. It's the kind of stuff that makes you wonder if we're living in the future already. Jack's not just trying to make a quick buck here. He's looking at the long game, trying to shape the future of technology itself. It's like he's got a crystal ball and he's using it to build the world of tomorrow. While other billionaires are buying yachts and private islands, Jack's out here trying to change the game completely. 4. Jack's secret political influence. You think Jack Ma's just about fancy tech and business deals? Think again. This dude's got some serious political juice, and it ain't just in China. Jack's been quietly building a network of powerful connections all around the world, and let me tell you, it's way bigger than you might think. So get this, Jack Ma's actually a member of the Chinese Communist Party. That's pretty wild for a billionaire, right? Most of them try to stay out of politics, but not Jack. He's diving in headfirst, rubbing shoulders with some of the most powerful people on the planet. We're talking world leaders here. Jack's had face-to-face meetings with guys like Trump, Macron, and even Putin. That's some serious political firepower right there. But Jack ain't just shaking hands and taking photos. Nah, he's got a seat at the big boy table now. Back in 2018, the United Nations came knocking. They appointed Jack to this fancy panel on digital cooperation. That means he's got a say in how technology's gonna shape our future on a global scale. It's like he's playing chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers. Now, Jack says he wants to use all this influence for good. He's all about promoting global trade and getting countries to work together. Sounds nice, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. Word on the street is that Jack's been involved in some serious behind-the-scenes diplomacy. We're talking back-channel negotiations between countries, the kind of stuff that doesn't make the headlines but can change the course of history. Jack's out here playing peacemaker and deal broker between nations. It's like he's got a direct line to every world leader's phone. So what's Jack really up to with all this political clout? Is he trying to change the world for the better, or is he just looking out for his own interests? Maybe it's a bit of both. One thing's for sure though, Jack Ma ain't just a businessman anymore. He's a major player on the global political stage, and he's got the connections to prove it. 3. Jack's secret immortality research. You think Jack Ma's just about tech and business? Think again. This dude's got his sights set on something way bigger, cheating death itself. Yeah, you heard that right. Jack's secretly throwing millions into trying to crack the code of immortality. So here's the deal. Jack's been pouring cash into a bunch of biotech companies that are working on some crazy anti-aging tech. We're talking about stuff that could potentially slow down or even reverse the aging process. But that's not even the wildest part. Jack's also funding research into cryonics. That's where they freeze your body or brain after you die, hoping they can bring you back to life in the future when technology's advanced enough. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but Jack's treating it like it's the next big thing. In 2019, Jack snuck off to a secret conference in Silicon Valley all about longevity research. This wasn't your average tech meetup. We're talking about the world's top scientists and billionaires getting together to figure out how to live forever. And Jack was right there in the middle of it all. Now, Jack says he's doing all this to help solve global problems. His idea is that if people could live way longer, we'd have more time to fix big issues like climate change or poverty. But let's be real, who wouldn't want to live forever if they could? But here's where it gets really wild. Some of the research Jack's funding is messing around with genetic engineering. We're talking about potentially changing human DNA to make people live longer or be more resistant to diseases. It's like he's trying to upgrade the human race or something. So Jack Ma ain't just trying to change the world with his tech empire. He's literally trying to change what it means to be human. He's going all in on this immortality thing, throwing millions at any research that might help us live longer. But you gotta wonder, what would the world be like if people could live for hundreds of years? And who gets access to this tech? Just rich folks like Jack? Or everyone? These are some pretty heavy questions that Jack's research is bringing up. 2. Jack's secret underground city. Jack Ma's not just building tech empires, he's creating an entire underground world. This dude's sinking billions into a secret city beneath Hangzhou, and it's so wild it'll make your head spin. We're talking about a massive complex that's got everything you need to survive for years without ever seeing the sun. So what's the deal with this hidden metropolis? Jack's pouring over $10 billion into this project, and it's not just some fancy bunker. This place has got living spaces that'd make luxury penthouses look like shoeboxes. But it ain't just about living large underground. Jack's thinking way ahead, planning for a future most of us can't even imagine. The complex has got offices too, because apparently even in an underground utopia, work never stops. But here's where it gets real crazy. They're growing food down there. Yeah, you heard that right. Jack's got farms underground, making sure his secret city dwellers can have fresh grub without ever stepping foot above ground. Now you might be thinking, why's Jack Ma building a giant ant farm? Well, he says it's all about sustainable urban living for the future. But let's be real, when a billionaire starts digging a massive hole and filling it with everything needed to survive, it makes you wonder what he knows that we don't. The craziest part? This whole setup is designed to be self-sufficient for years. Like we're talking apocalypse level prepared. It's got its own power, water, food, everything. Jack's basically building a Noah's Ark, but instead of animals, he's saving urban living. But don't think this is some bare-bones survival shelter. Nah, this is Jack Ma we're talking about. This underground city's probably got more luxury than most above-ground neighborhoods. I mean, the dude's got billions to play with, so you know he's not skimping on the amenities. And get this, it's all happening right under Alibaba's headquarters. So while most folks are up there shopping on Alibaba's websites, Jack's busy building a whole new world beneath their feet. Talk about a guy who likes to keep his projects close to home. 1. Jack's secret space colony plans. Jack Ma's not just building underground cities, he's got his sights set on the stars. Yeah, you heard that right. The Alibaba founder's got a secret plan to build a colony in space. And we're not talking about some far-off dream here. Jack's been quietly pouring cash into research on space habitats and terraforming. He's teamed up with Chinese space agencies and some hush-hush private companies to make this wild idea a reality. Now you might be thinking, come on, this can't be for real. But Jack's dead serious. He's throwing down some serious cash. We're talking over $100 billion. That's more than some countries' entire space budgets. But Jack ain't playing around. He says it's all about making sure humans have a backup plan if things go south on Earth. But here's where it gets really crazy. Jack's not just planning this space colony, he's already started training people to live there. Yeah, you heard that right. He's got a secret program where folks are learning how to survive in space. They're studying everything from growing food in zero gravity to dealing with cosmic radiation. It's like astronaut boot camp, but for regular people who might end up as the first space colonists. And get this, the training ain't just physical. These potential space pioneers are also getting crash courses in psychology and social dynamics. Because living in a tin can millions of miles from Earth ain't gonna be a walk in the park. They're learning how to deal with isolation, conflict resolution, and even how to set up a functioning society from scratch. But Jack's not stopping at just sending a few folks to space. He's got plans for entire cities up there. We're talking massive space stations with artificial gravity, hydroponic farms, and even factories. The goal is to create self-sustaining communities that could survive without any help from Earth. And it ain't just about survival. Jack's got big dreams for what humans could accomplish in space. He's talking about mining asteroids for rare minerals, setting up solar power stations to beam energy back to Earth, and even using the low-gravity environment to develop new medicines and materials we can't make down here. But here's the kicker. Jack ain't doing this just for the money. Sure, there's probably some profit to be made in space, but he says it's about something bigger. It's about securing humanity's future and pushing the boundaries of what we can achieve as a species.